Friday. Just going to take care of a few
Good Friday.
Oh, boy. Just going to take care of a Twitch stream is working. That's what you just heard there. So we are live, rocking and rolling. I'm going to get the show going, share all of the links, and get everything updated. Thank you and welcome to Feel Good Friday. Let's get it.
Yeah, I doubt myself. And I'm too proud to ask for help. When you see me beside myself, I don't have to explain it, baby. Yeah, I'm over picking fights and trying to mend it with the hype. Don't wanna know that I'm not right. I never have been lately. And sometimes I need someone to pick me up, overdose my mind with the things I love. You can take me there when my heart beats free. Take my hand in the middle of a crisis. Pull me close, show me, baby, where the light is. I was scared of what I couldn't say.
Yo, you brilliant, beautiful people. I am going to be taking care of some housekeeping, sharing all the links. Thank you so much. Drop a comment if you're here. Glad to have you in the mix. Welcome to Feel Good Friday.
When all these problems burn like hell, maybe I just need a friend who never calls me crazy. You pull me off the front line before I run, keep me cool when I get overdone. You can take me there when my heart's free. Take my hand in the middle of a crisis. Pull me close, show me, baby, where the light is. I was scared of what I couldn't silence, but you made me feel good. I like it.
Yo, Madison, thank you so much for hopping in here. We are always jamming here every Friday. What you've stumbled into is a little happy hour hangout. So anybody in here, the goal is to connect with our community here. That's all we're trying to do this night. So anybody and everybody in the chat, let us know you're here. Can't see if you're just lurking. I'm going to go share this link, get some people in here. But thank you for hanging out and welcome to Feel Good Friday. Mr. Paz, I see you in here, brother. Thanks for chilling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Feel Good Friday. We've got a spotlight guest coming in tonight from our community, Ryan McMullan. And later today, after that, we have the LukedJon Experience. Stick around. Let's have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Feel Good Friday.
One opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment. Would you capture it or just let it slip?
Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out. Time's up, over. Snap back to reality. Oath to ghost gravity. Oath to
having a little fun out here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the party. It's Feel Good Friday.
Oh, baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing
Yo, I see you, Twitch gang. Twitch gang in the house.
me in the middle. In the middle. Baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle? I'm losing my mind just a little.
Welcome
So why
to Feel Good Friday, baby.
in the middle?
Appreciate you spending your night with us.
Who can relate? Woo! I've been running low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. Feel like my life.
Yo, David O'Reilly in the building. Welcome, brother. Glad to have you. Sean Porter, I see you. Thank you for hanging out, man. Nick Lozano, the man. I gotta get you Twitch mods over on the Twitch channel.
Give me your attention, baby.
The Twitch channel's
Gotta
popping.
tell you a little something about yourself.
Yo, let me know how the audio is going on your end.
Sexy lady.
I have
Like you wanna be someone else.
I've got like a audio ducking thing going on.
Know it, but
So the music should be lower while I'm talking, but let me know how it is.
oh girl, I'm gonna show you when you're mine, oh mine, mine, oh mine. Treasure, that is what you are. Honey, you're my golden star. You know you can make my wish come true. If you let me treasure you.
Brilliant, brilliant.
So much pressure.
Glad it's sounding good, guys. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. We just hanging out for this first half hour.
So much.
Let's have some fun. Say hi to other people in the chat, and maybe get a little dancing going on.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Nice. Thank you, David. Thank you, Yosama. Good to see you in the mix, brother. Sean Porter in the house. Thank you, brother. Glad to hear that from another producer.
Hope, but she only found tears, and I can be so insincere.
Trying to get some people in this room.
For real, as long as she stands there waiting.
Gonna go share this link.
In the soles of her shoes, how many days disappear? When you look in the mirror, so how do you choose? Clothes never wear as well the next day, and your hair never falls in quite the same way. You never seem to run out of things to say. This is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. And why she looks so sad in photographs, I absolutely love her. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold.
Yo. If you can identify any of these songs, drop them in the chat, drop them in the comments. Bonus points if you can get both on the mashup.
I want you and your beautiful soul.
Anybody remember 303? That band 303? Colorado Love.
Had to get her number. It took me like 6 weeks. Now me and her go way back, like Cadillac 6. Body like a bathroom, driving with my eyes closed. I know it.
Ronan, Nick, I'm trying to make you mod on the Twitch channel, but I can't. It's not working at the moment.
Take it slow, just as fast as I can.
_janitor. Ladies and gentlemen, join the Twitch party. Apparently that's where it's popping at tonight. Damn. Janitor. Damn, was trying to make you mod Nick, but no luck. I see all you guys rocking and rolling in the chat, both on LinkedIn and Twitch. Thank you for hanging with us tonight. We're just here to have a good time and connect. Tag a friend or somebody to bring here in the mix. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it popping. The Twitch channel's talking trash over there. Uh-oh. I already see the war starting. The Twitch versus LinkedIn. Sama, glad to have you here, bro. I do have the alerts, I think, set up for Twitch. I'm just testing them.
Hey mom, there's something in the back room. Hope it's not that creature.
Daniel Joseph in the building, a fellow artist. Good to see you, bro.
My dreams are boring. We all know conspiracies are dumb.
Havana, na-na. Half of my heart is in Havana, na-na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na-na-na. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his nana. Havana,
Thank you guys for hanging.
half of my heart is in Havana, na-na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na-na-na. All of my heart is in Havana.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
You guys, I have a story I have to share with y'all because I just heard that De Niro clip. I have something that I had to do for raves or before concerts. I would have to give people the De Niro disclaimer. When I go to shows or go to events or music festivals, I have this face that, let me turn off this freaking snow cam thing. So I have a face that I make when I'm actually really loving life and like just having a blast at music, listening to the music. And I have this face that I start like headbanging, probably because of like the metal rock days, headbanging days. And people used to think I was mad or like upset because I would go hang out on my own, just listen to the artists, and I'd be sitting there like with this face. It's like the you talking to me, the De Niro style. And I'd have to tell people before the show like, I'm actually good, don't worry about me. So that's my De Niro disclaimer I have to give to friends. That's what the face kind of looks like. Sean, I feel you, brother. I see your comment talking about the producer always gets blamed for anything on a live show. So true. Just having some fun tonight, you guys. Gotta love it. I see the Twitch channel popping, rocking and rolling. LinkedIn's rocking and rolling. I love all y'all. Appreciate it so much. Can barely keep up with the chat, but I love all of you. Drop another comment if I'm not seeing anything important.
When I walk on
Gotta love it. Cheesy, cheesy. Connect with somebody in the chat. I see the viewers here not dropping any comments on LinkedIn. Say a little something, something. Let us know you're here.
I'm sexy and I know it.
We got a spotlight story each week coming in. Ryan McMullan will be our guest later today.
Holy water, been washing over me. A little one, I don't want to admit to something. If all it's gonna cause is pain, truth in my lies right now are falling like the rain.
You can't blame me for trying. You know I've been
Nice for Robert Murray. It's okay, brother. We appreciate you hanging, man.
finally fix me.
Thanks for hopping in at least briefly.
You can't blame me for trying.
Boy, Ryan McMullan coming in. Oh, CJ, I see you, bro. Thank you so much for hopping in. Welcome. Ooh, Kelsey Lips in the building. Ooh, that's what I like. Janiyad. Oh, he's live right now? Dang. That's that face I was talking about earlier. Yo, Teresa, welcome. Welcome to the party, Teresa. DJ, appreciate you hanging, bro. Can you strobe your lights? I actually can, Jacob. Actually, let's do a little community vote. Yo, we can join the party over on Twitch if y'all want. I'll share the link. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. Thank you for hanging with us today. Love ya.
If you feeling like a pimp, nigga, gon' brush your shoulders off. Ladies is pimps too, gon' brush your shoulders off. Niggas is crazy, baby, don't forget that boy told you get back. Turn up your shoulder, you gotta 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 get back. Turn up your shoulder.
Little throwback. Little throwback. I know you love it. I know you love it.
Told him that you loved him so. Turn around, let him go. Then he said you better watch your step, or you gonna get hurt yourself. Someone's gonna tell you a lie, cut you down to size. Don't do me like that.
Teresa, thank you so much for hanging. I'm doing well, enjoying another Friday.
Like that.
Jacob Harmon, thank you for hanging with us, brother. Always see you on LinkedIn, all your content. Appreciate you hopping in here. Hope you hang for a while.
You are wrong in all the right ways. All my underdogs.
Andre, what's up, brother? Robert, you know you love it. Sometimes you're just feeling like a pimp, you know? I can't fight it.
Feels like a bag of sand.
Thank y'all for hanging. Robert Murray. I know. Honestly, I think half the people are here for the music. I'm gonna be screwed when I land a sponsor and I can't play all this music anymore. Damn, the Twitch is like hopping while the LinkedIn is in double digits. Andre's coming in from Portugal. Brilliant. Let us know where you're coming in from. See if we can wrap the world. I think we got people in every time zone, every continent if we took a good roll here. Let us know where you're coming in from. The roll call. Sama, appreciate you dancing, brother. I think a lot of people are. We all miss that Friday night feeling, bro. Wyoming in the house. Karen coming in from the Big Island. Oh, I knew it. I knew we got people from everywhere. Haley Hudson. Hello, hello. Happy to see you and welcome to the party. Yeah, we're trying to get this Feel Good Friday to be a bit US friendly and UK friendly all at the same time. It's kind of hard. But this seems to be a sweet spot. Yo, Gabe in the building. My man Gabe. Gotta love it. Wow, I can barely keep up with this chat. Yo, if you guys have never tried Twitch before, that sounds like a drug now. On LinkedIn, you guys gotta go hop over to Twitch. Give it a shot. Welcome to Friday. Y'all made it through another week. Somehow. I'm gonna drop the Twitch link again. Oh my god, I can't keep up. Yo, the chat has activated rave mode on the line. You got it.
Just wanna stay
You got
in the
it.
sun where I find. I know it's hard sometimes. Pieces of
Go a little bit of smooth fade. There we go. Thank you, Twitch chat, for activating the room lights. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. Let's have a good night. If you see anybody else in the chat on LinkedIn, give them a little hello. Say hello, hello to your buddies down in the community. That's what we're here for, is to connect. Oh my gosh. So I thought I had the Twitch alerts kind of working, but it keeps just showing myself as a follower.
From cages on Highway 9, chrome wheel, fuel injected, and stepping out over the line.
Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh. LinkedIn and Twitch are popping. We got the Spotlight story coming in about 5 minutes. Thanks for hanging with us.
It's a suicide rap, we gotta get out while we're young. 'Cause tramps like us, baby, we were born to run.
Yeah, there were a lot of live streams tonight. I was seeing the same, but I appreciate y'all sharing your time. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. So happy to see so many brilliant people here. Love y'all on Twitch and LinkedIn. It's all popping. Oh man, I feel like one of the cool kids all again. Woo. Dang. LinkedIn hitting double digits while the Twitch is popping. Let's see if we can convert some people over here.
Waking up in the morning,
Gabe.
hoes laying next to me. Plus, I heard an officer arresting me.
Gabe, no, yeah, let's maybe save that for a little later tonight, bro.
Deep, it's going down in this bitch. Concrete, we gon' party all night.
Here, let me grab the link.
Them is all my guys. So tonight, everything is on me. The drinks is on me.
I've been fucking hoes and popping pillies, man. I feel just like a rock star. All my brothers
Gabe, this one's for you. Popping pills like a rock star, bro. Oh, man. Karen Mulder. Appreciate you hanging here from Hawaii.
Weekend when the DJ play the right song, gon' drink, gon' party all night long. No jobbing, no sleeping.
Oh my God. Comments are impossible to keep up with, you guys. I love you, though.
Party all night long.
So glad I could share this time with you guys. Our spotlight guest will be incoming in a few minutes. Thank y'all for hanging.
Talk dirty to me.
Jacob, so what I've been doing with the spotlight stories is essentially people from the community that have been super supportive. I mean, it's going to be everybody in this Twitch channel. But the spotlight story is going to be highlighting people from the community that have really stood out. And Ryan McMullan, who's incoming a little bit later, has been, for lack of a better word, an absolute beast at promoting the Beast Node with me and for me as I get everything launched. So he's been a massive support along. That's not, all of you guys in the Twitch channel could technically apply for this. But it's really just highlighting and making sure the people that are supporting this community and helping it grow get the spotlight and the attention they deserve. So that's what we're trying to do with the spotlight story coming here each week. Friday. Welcome to this little Feel Good Friday happy hour here this first half hour. All we do is just kind of loosen it up, mix things up, and want to meet new people. This community has been absolutely amazing, and just want to use this as an opportunity to connect with other people in the comments here on LinkedIn or on Twitch, where the party's now slowly migrating. Love y'all. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. Hope you're enjoying just a little time to connect, maybe a little time to dance. If you want to grab a drink or something, hook it up. We're here to chill and have a good time. I see the LinkedIn starting to grow more and more. Thank you guys so much. Kenny in the building. Kenny in the building. Best commenter in the game. So stoked to see y'all in here. Welcome to the party, Rebecca. Glad to have ya. Kenny, always a pleasure. Gabe, still rocking and rolling. Everybody watching, y'all better drop a comment. Y'all better drop a comment. Let us know you're here. If you see anybody you recognize in the comment, just give a little hello. Drop some emojis, drop a wave. We're here to connect. That's all what we're trying to do this first half hour. So let me know how you're feeling. Let me know where you're coming in from. We got people from all over the world. Hawaii, UK. Gotta love it. Here's your Avicii for you, brother, Enrique. Wow, brilliant. Let me see if we can get anybody to convert over to the Twitch party. Dropping the link once more. Adam, what is good, brother? Coming in from Virginia. Happy to see you, man. Always glad to see some fresh faces.
Where I used to sit and talk with you. We were both 16 and it felt so right. Sleeping all day, staying up all night. Staying up all night.
Yo, I used to love that Ocean Avenue song so much. Let me turn off these rave freaking things. That yellow card Ocean Avenue, I loved it so much. I would call in the radio station multiple times in a row to ask them to play it. And the DJ one time that I really thought was cool and liked whatever when I was a kid, he was like, "Thanks for calling again. Please never call back and request that again." And just traumatized me forever. And I stopped requesting songs on the radio after that. But that was that yellow card Ocean Avenue that was just playing. I love it, love it. All right, let's see where our guest is at. Just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for chilling. Let me go back to this cool one so I'm not freaking full screen. The big old head. Okay. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen. I gotta turn this down because we got a spotlight guest incoming right now. This guy is an absolute beast. He has essentially been one of the first supporters when I was building the Beast node. The acronym BEAST is for Business, Entertainment, Art, and Sports Talent. And I stumbled across this guy because he has a coaching program called Beast Leadership. So he was top of my radar. I was like, who the hell's this guy invading my brand space? But we got the chance to connect. And not surprisingly, we were on the same level on so many things. And he's been one of the #1 supporters sharing this page, all of our content, all of our shows since the start. And he's a brilliant executive coach, actually killing it here on LinkedIn. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show. Let me get this man full screened, get him nice and pretty here for you. We have got Ryan McMullan in the building. How are you, brother?
Doing great, brother. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm going to go ahead and turn on a little bit of light background music, but your mic is sounding a tiny bit low on my end.
How's that sound now?
A little better. I will go ahead and get this going. Thank you so much for joining us, bro. I have been wanting to tap into this or utilize this spotlight story in a creative way because there's so many amazing, brilliant community members here that shape our experience and shape this journey and everything that we've been building. And you've been an extremely noticeable part of that adventure. And you've also are up to some brilliant things that I'd love to highlight and share today. So yeah, just wanted to give a big thank you in your brilliant place over in Alaska. I know anytime I catch up with you on video or anything, you've got some brilliant setups. So super envious of the Alaska vibe. It's very similar to Colorado, but way less accessible. So thanks so much for joining. Don't really have a game plan for these besides tapping into your side of the things and seeing what's up in your world. So thank you so much for joining us tonight in the middle of Feel Good Friday. Would love to hear what is your one-liner, your pitch, your elevator pitch to intro for everybody. Let's go ahead and just drop that and give the best context we can for who you're serving, what you do, and let people start from there.
You bet. Well, so I empower millennial leaders to perform at the highest level without the anxiety, overwhelm, and stress. And I know a little bit about that. And I'm going to start with just a bit of I always promised I would never do this after leaving the energy sector, starting a meeting or an event with a safety moment, but I definitely have to because my cage is a bit rattled. Can you hear me just fine after I adjusted the mic?
Yep, sounds like we're all good, and I have audio levels. I got some people in the audience that let me know when the audio's out of check. So, audio check for anybody listening right now, but it looks like we're all good visually. So
good. So no, and I totally appreciate that, and it's nice that we don't have a game plan today, and that's leadership, that's life, and as you know, we were going to have an event yesterday, and we adjusted. And so
all year, all year adjusting.
Yep. And so just the only little bit of seriousness, and then I can get the elephant out of the room. But so we were waiting on some blood results for my youngest daughter, who was having some abnormalities on the worst end of the spectrum. It could have been, leukemia. It wasn't likely, but it could have been. And on the best case scenario, it just would have been some abnormalities. So we were, biting fingernails and really, really waiting. And we just got the results back yesterday morning, and I had shared that with a few folks. I don't remember if I shared that with you. And her levels are returning to normal. They're normalizing. The 3 levels that they check for the white blood cells. There's one's back in normal, the 2 are trending. So we had a big sigh of relief yesterday.
Wow.
So the stay in the moment aspect is right after we got that notification, my wife was making dinner for everyone, and the baby somehow reached up and grabbed we think a towel that bumped some not boiling but darn close to boiling soup all down her face and neck. So we spent all of yesterday getting her evaluated, and so we think we dodged a bullet. There's a couple things that happened, and this is the overarching message for everyone is right now, stay in the moment. Everybody's got the 2020 syndrome. We've got everybody's facing the holidays. We have a lot going on, and things can change in an instant. So stop, be aware of your surroundings, make sure your areas, what you're doing, check, double check. It'd be easy to answer a text when you're on the road, as there's a lot going on for a lot of people. So the long story short is she did get burned, but she is going to be okay. We just got evaluated with the main doc and then the plastic surgeon this morning. She's not going to need any of that, but we got really, really lucky. And here's the blessing. Of course, my wife just feels awful. She was aware of her surroundings. She pushed those bowls all the way back. Somehow we think the baby got, and she's 16 months old, but she got a hold of a towel, and that bumped just enough to pull all of that down on her. So she's a little banged up. She looks a little rough, but looks like it's superficial. It looks like it's not going to scar, and she's going to recover, but it's going to take a little while. So we got lucky because it was her older sister's soup, and it wasn't as hot as you would make it for somebody else. So it had just come off, and it was still enough. So, I mean, I know that's a lot to dump down there, but I mean, I got to be honest with you, and that's leadership, that's life. Amen. People have a lot of stuff going on, and the show must go on. So we're grateful to be here, and definitely everybody, we're counting our blessings because that could have been a whole lot worse. And sometimes that's what we've got to do, right?
No, I feel you, brother. Sending all the love and light and luck, I guess, if there's a little bit of luck involved in that too. Your way. Glad to hear that that's at least in a best possible case scenario for that. I know your family's a huge part of everything you do over there. It's super respectable, man. So the reason I'd love to tap into your story is you're a bit of a little beast over there, bro. I thought I had this thing rocking and rolling, and then I check in on you in Alaska, and you were recently featured in a brilliant interview. I think it was on like Entrepreneur Magazine or one of those big boy sites, and suddenly you were on my radar over and over since then. So let's tear a little bit about that. How do you land those like high level PR things? Was that something they came to you? How do you hook one of those up for me? How do we do?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just curious to hear.
Happy. That's one of the wonderful things that I really love about this platform, connecting with guys like you. We've got a fun background that we share, a very similar upbringing in our athletic background, and what our passions were, that led to who we've become today. But here's the best thing about LinkedIn and what we get to collaborate on here, and the people that we know mutually. Hopefully John's on here. The people that we learn from, collaborate with together, and the community that LinkedIn has become is the most unique thing that I honestly loathe social media up until I really started using LinkedIn. And this all ties together with the reason I started to get more active on LinkedIn was in about a year ago, I started training for a firefighter stair climb for cancer for a little boy that was, it was for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. But our local boy who still is fighting a rare form of brain cancer was the inspiration for the climb. Wow. And so I had to start getting more active. And then after that, and that climb culminated and everything, we saw the momentum, and I saw the community that really formed on LinkedIn itself. And then got some training from folks like John and Shay, and then started connecting with them, and then you, and then it germinated into what we're building today. So that kind of all filters into the opportunity that led to things like the entrepreneur feature and opportunities like this where we get to collaborate, and I'm happy to pass along any introductions or recommendations that I can make.
Just was giving you crap, seeing if there's some secret sauce, but I gladly will accept that on a serious note as well. So
absolutely.
No, this is brilliant. Let's tap into this sweet spot of your coaching program. A lot of this is leadership focused, and we recently had our show with John that you were mentioning.
Yeah.
Lead, laugh, love. This has been a huge void that I'm discovering, not only for myself, but in the community and in the world, is this lack of leadership, because there's this ambiguous dilemma, I guess, or psychological concern that it's similar to like bystander effect. Everybody always thinks like, oh, somebody else will be the leader. Oh, somebody else will step up and be the leader. And in a time like 2020, we have never needed good leaders more than now. So I just think that this path that you're creating and blazing for people to step into that leadership as a millennial or as somebody that you wouldn't expect, they're not like 52 and on their fourth company and got like their salt and pepper beard, like what you typically see in like these leadership conversations. So just wanted to commemorate you for being able to fill that void, and then tap into, for our audience, what's the first steps that people pursue leadership? How do they get started and stuff like this, and becoming a leader from the inside out?
Yeah, you nailed it right there with that last statement. I think you set the table brilliantly. We definitely need it now more than ever, and that statement, couldn't be more true today than it's ever been. So there's a lot of gravity around not only 2020 itself, but there's a major culture change. We have the greatest transformation of wealth because of that baby boomer generation. A lot of people equate that with the actual money that's being transferred, retirement accounts, etc. But if you actually think of the intellectual and all the leadership wealth that is transferring and leaving, we're the next generation that needs to step in and fill that. So that last statement that you made, leadership starts from the inside out, is unequivocally the absolute beginning. It starts with a mindset. It starts with attitude. Anybody that's listening that comes from my community that I've actually led before or gone to battle with up in the Arctic for 14 years, we were in the energy sector, knows that one of the continuous poems, quotes, however you want to bring it up, from Charles Swindoll about attitude is something I would lead many meetings with. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. I've got many different copies of that. But it really starts with a mindset. It starts with your attitude, and it starts with leading yourself. And that is something that everybody wants to, it starts from the inside out, and everybody wants to project leadership. They think it's something that's tangible that you attain. You go to a big name school and you get a leadership certificate, and you hear platitudes like win-win scenarios and, seek to understand. Well, all of those are great, but practical application and actually setting up procedures for yourself, routines, tools, habits that you can build, that you can actually fall back on when you actually need to act, is going to be a lot more effective than a plaque on the wall. And I think that is what our generation, if you want to call it that, is so hungry for, because there's a lot of emphasis focused on title. There's a lot of emphasis and focus on getting that next certification, that next thing you can hang on the wall. And they're all important. But if you can actually put it to use and put it to practice, so it starts with yourself, and then it comes to the day-to-day, we call it the non-sexy work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. There's plenty of it.
It's the day-to-day interactions, in our space that we're in now. And this is a whole new skill set. I was very, very versed at speaking to large groups, interacting with people, us being somewhat extroverted, and just the way we've collaborated. I know we very much think and communicate on the same level, but getting used to being behind a screen and starting to communicate with people, the world was thrust into it this year. Mm-hmm. And then you take that heart element out of it. And now, yes, we have technology on our side and we're communicating, but we don't have all of the little nonverbal cues and all of the interactions and the actual collaboration that we were so used to in many, many arenas. So where all of this comes in is it's never been a better opportunity to work on these things for when we go back to whatever you want to call it, the new normal. It's going to be needed. There's going to be a very, very interesting honeymoon period that's going to end after everybody gets excited about getting back together. Yeah. It's going to happen. But those skills that you build and that we help people put together, really work on yourself first. You learn to lead yourself first. And then we focus on the actual things that matter to the people that you're leading, and we build from there.
That's amazing, man. And I'm not surprised to hear so often we look externally for these answers or these solutions that we think are going to be a program or a product or a course or something that's just going to convert you into this or that or whatever you need. And almost always, every single time, it's like there are programs and coaches and stuff for that, but you have to look internally and start there. I know we had a big similar conversation in one of our season finales of a prior show around, instead of it being around leadership, it was around love. And it absolutely worked the exact same way. There's not this external source that you simply just go find love or go get it. It starts internally with loving yourself, loving what you do, finding work that you love, and then pushing it outward out into the world. And it seems like leadership falls in a similar vein of starting inward and then pushing outward. So for people that are here, I'm sure a decent amount of them are kind of millennials, possibly a little bit older. What do you see as the first hurdle or the biggest hurdle for people to knock over and start becoming a leader? Is there any low-hanging fruit or easy wins to start sharing?
Yeah, I would say simple wins, because they're far from easy. And
fair enough.
But I like what you're saying, and my mission is to end the suffering that is, the spiritual vision, the high level vision, is to end the suffering that leaders have right now in whatever field that they're in. So, once you start with a high level vision like that and start to work your way down, it really comes down to me to, like I said, some very, very simple things that can be done right away. And we talked about mindset and really understanding that a lot of the leaders that are now, we'll say, being thrust into these positions like you stated, or finding themselves with opportunities with less resources, there's a key piece in understanding that it's absolutely, embracing the mindset that it is a journey, that this is not something that now you're at a level and that everybody, and it really shocks me to see leaders that get an opportunity and then think I've arrived. And we saw that in athletics. I mean, you played at the collegiate level as well. You saw people coming up through the ranks over the years, and once they get an opportunity, That my dad always used to have a saying that if you think you've arrived, the bus is already leaving. You're already there. So the fact of the is very raw. So the fact of the matter is, we're old hockey guys. You remember when Wayne Gretzky finally got the opportunity to play in the WHA back then, before they became National Hockey League, or some of the teams joined the National Hockey League. He got that chance to come up to the big leagues with Gordie Howe, and Gordie said, "Now it begins." And I think that mentality of that recalibration when folks our age or even younger, but we're on the top end, or I'm certainly on the top end of the millennial spectrum, the understanding that now with the new opportunity, at every time you upgrade your title, we'll call it that now you need to re-earn everybody's respect. And it doesn't mean you're starting over from scratch, but what it does mean is, look, things have changed. It's a chance to go on a mental fast and say, all right, everything that I've done up to this point has got me to this position, but now it begins. Now we're starting over, and I'm going to re-earn everybody's respect. And that's something that I thought was commonplace, and what I found over time is that it wasn't. And that's a great place to start with somebody that's experiencing frustration, because it's not so much, you're not going to hear anymore directly from the people that are now reporting to you that you're not doing a great job. The emperor is going to be wearing the clothes and everybody's going to tell you it's fine, but you're not going to have the impact that you're having, or you're not getting the results that you want. You need to look within first. And what I see a lot of people fail with is a lot of times they start pointing fingers and isolating themselves, creating space for themselves, with that layer of ego, but becoming less and less effective.
No, and in that, I think that actually kind of segues into what Luke and John are going to be chatting about. The unofficial, or I guess it's official now, theme is personalities and Enneagram specifically, and understanding compatibility, whether it's in a personal context, professional context. Similar to what you were mentioning earlier, it all starts inward. So that self-awareness piece is huge for self-development and leadership specifically. So how much of this, in the theme of personality, how much of leadership can be truly learned and taught? And I'm thinking of people that are in kind of the introvert spectrum. Like I honestly consider myself an introvert, but besides dancing on live online, I'm technically alone in my room 90% of my life. But there's an easy excuse for a lot of us out there that say, I'm not a leader, or I can't be a leader because X, because I'm too shy, or because I haven't had the experience of building a company before, or whatever. So how much of that is truly attached to our personality? Are there people that just truly aren't set out to be leaders? Or is this something anyone can genuinely figure out and learn with the right work?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. And specifically, one of the first things I do with anybody that comes in and we work together is I listen, we ask questions. That's where anybody that wants to can have a free coaching session with me. Being that I am on a mission to end the suffering of the leaders in our community, that's where I want to see if I can help. And if I can't, I'm going to point you in a direction that I think you need to go. But one of the first things I do when I bring somebody in, we work together, start asking questions. You listen to the way they speak. You listen to the tone, the tempo, the syntax, and specifically the language that they use. Now, one of the things that you said, that a lot of people have these, we come from an athletic background, a lot of visualization, a lot of mental movies. My dad used to say tapes, that dates my father's age. and the people, the mentors that I had, what tapes are you playing? That comes back to the psycho-cybernetic connection. If you haven't read that book, pick it up. But what mental movies are we playing over and over in our head? And everybody does it. Now, we were talking about love earlier. We're talking about leadership. We're talking about our day-to-day interactions. All of those things shape the manifestation, how we articulate ourselves, how we interact. So that's why we work on the self first, but specifically with that language. And you're saying, I can't be a leader because of this. Again, we're going to go right after that language first. We're going to change that, but let's explore that for 1 second. There are different ways. And that's where I actually used to scoff at many years ago, personality tests, types, enneagrams, Colby reports. disc profiles until I checked myself and realized that those are just tools. Would you put, being old hockey guys, would you put Wayne Gretzky, Pavel Bure, and Mario Lemieux, and maybe two goalies in the wrong positions? No, everybody has their role.
Yes,
everybody has all of the roles that they play. And yes, anybody can be a leader, even if they're not extroverted. Introverts can be some of the best leaders that I've ever seen. A lot of times, the best thing to do is lead by example. And I know those are cliche statements, but leading by example, doing the best that you can, being the best version of yourself, and contributing to the team in a positive way doesn't mean you have to even say a word.
Yep.
But if you're bringing your best to the table and you know where your role fits, and the leaders that are running your organization, team, family, church, you name it, know how to articulate and communicate with the rest of their team and explain where their role fits, offer them opportunities for expansion, understand those personality types and profiles that we're explaining. That's where a great coach, a great team, a great mentor, a great leader can make an organization thrive.
No, that's brilliant. And the piece that really stuck out to me is that role, understanding your role, because this is a huge piece where that self-awareness meets your social structure, your company
100%.
structure, your family, your whatever. You don't have to be the CEO to be a leader. You can be
Starts on day one.
Yeah, anywhere. I think of it when you were mentioning the hockey example. There was a moment in my career from age 4 to 24 was the end of the line for me, where when I switched from high school hockey to college, I went from being a first line player to being a fourth liner. And I was grateful to even be playing college hockey, but it's this psychology of understanding a different role. And a first liner is there designed to get points, assists. They set up the line to score as often as possible. Typically, the third and fourth line, for people that aren't familiar with hockey, are usually checking lines or grinders, they're often called. And your role is to grind down the other team and get under their, I had a role of drawing penalties, getting under big players' skins, like if they were their leading scorer and I went out on the ice and they drew a penalty. That's a completely different role to fill versus high school hockey. The goal was just go score, whatever. And you can recognize that whether it's in your family, in your company, in anything, you can adjust your role and be a leader in a different way. And that was just one of those brilliant things that stuck out to me when you were mentioning, that role-playing piece, because so many people just think you have to be like the CEO or have some title attached to your name, and that's really not the case. There's so many ways that you can lead in small groups, small teams, and even families, like leadership as leading a family. There's brilliant ways to pursue that creatively. So just was really glad geeking out on the hockey side of that. Glad you mentioned it.
There's a commitment to consistently understand. That's where I call it the spiritual vision, the high level vision of really what that's why you establish, the people that I coach, we establish what it is that they want, where the direction that they want to go. And there's a parallel to this in how they're going to lead their teams, families, organizations, whatever it is that they're doing. Because once you understand that high level vision, then it comes down to all the way down to the very smallest detail, everything that you're doing. And let's say it's a parent. Everything that I'm doing is trying to build the confidence of my children, of 3 daughters and 1 son. Every time that I have is it going to be perfect? No, that's where a lot of people fall, is they think they have a perfectionist mentality. And then they think they throw the chips in, they get very upset when they're not perfect. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to strive for perfect. Amen. But understanding that you have some grace, putting too much pressure on yourself, but getting down to every interaction is an opportunity to earn or break trust.
I love it.
And that could be with children, that could be with your employees. And one of the things I used to say, especially you had to adjust your tact every time that you brought in a new employee. We had hundreds of our previous organization up in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska, on the Arctic Ocean.
Yeah.
And when I would bring the younger ones in, especially, I said, look, my first day in Prudhoe Bay was March 19th, 2007. That's when my tryout began. And if they had an athletic background, even better. I said, your leadership journey, you guys are tomorrow's leads, foremen, coordinators, supervisors, managers, and beyond. Your tryout starts today.
That's brilliant.
And by setting the table for them, they got excited. They now understand where the path goes. I want to be like that someday.
No,
and it wasn't about me. It was, okay, I know that I'm in an organization to get excited about because there's room for me to grow. And that was exciting to be able to provide that for them. And there's so many small, little, subtle, simple things that we can do for our leaders that we're training to give them immediate impacts. It's fun to see their growth.
Absolutely, man. Now, the core lesson I'm seeing here, doesn't matter where you're at, you have no excuse at all to not be a better leader. Your age, your role, your title, any of that does not matter. There are steps you can take to improve the lives of the people around you. And that, at the end of the day, that's all I'm seeing from leadership. And we'll jump into our main event. Our superstars are backstage right now. We'll join them for a moment. You guys can have some crossfire, and then they'll be taking it away with personality and Enneagram shenanigans. So, ladies and gentlemen, our stars of the evening are approaching from backstage. They will be activating their lovely, brilliant cameras at the moment. And Luke Matthews is tuning in from a polar opposite hemisphere and may not be connecting. So we'll see. We got my fingers crossed here that we got a good night. But the LukedJon Experience has officially arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, with a surprise guest, Jill Matthews, already rocking and rolling. Hello, hello, hello.
We're yellow people tonight. So
I thought this was going to be a Jonologue. I thought this was just going to be a solo show. So happy to see you guys can make it. All the way from where? Where are you guys at right now?
We're in the North Pole, apparently.
We're in Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Near Glasgow.
It's the same. It's the same. In the United States, they only teach American geography. I have no idea where Spain is. Like, if it's next to Africa, I wouldn't know the difference.
We did this whole, we stayed up late last night. We went longitude, latitude, altitude to figure out where the hell we were, because I don't know, we're up north, and considering where we are in, I don't know, I won't go into it, but yeah, we're north.
We're way up there.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Way up there. So is it way up cold right now? Freezing?
No, not even.
That was the question, because we're it's not cold, but we're north, so what's up?
Yeah.
And
probably because the world is flat. I mean, that's the only logical explanation, guys.
I mean, that's clearly we should talk about the rest of the hour. Let's hear that flat Earth theory.
Right. Yes. Forget the Enneagram thing. We're just going to talk about how the world's flat. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, how you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, Ryan, superstar.
Right?
We got a hero in the house.
Oh, man, I don't know about that.
I do.
Hey, I was talking, Travis and I were joking a little while back about putting together a LinkedIn hockey team. So we got Luke at center. We've got Travis at wing. I'll hold down I'll give some water bottles, but maybe get defense. But John, I don't care if you can skate or not, man. You're a beast.
Cheerleader.
Yeah, no, we should put you in.
No, he's the goon.
Yeah,
he's the goon. We're sending him in to go fight and throw people through the glass.
Yeah.
I love that.
Wrestler style.
I could do that.
Yep. So we're looking good. We just need a tender now. We need a goalie.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So
let the recruiting.
In the comments, if you want to be a goalie, we're currently looking for one. So
need a Goldberg.
Barely.
A Goldberg.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Look at Luke learning about wrestling just to make me feel better.
See, that's the funny thing. That wasn't even a wrestling reference. That was a Mighty Ducks.
It wasn't.
That's
Listen,
right.
there is only one Goldberg in my world, and that's Bill Goldberg, WCW, and I'm sure most of the room would agree.
I do know Bill Goldberg too, but I was referencing the big fat goalie from Mighty Ducks. The hockey series.
Never have I ever. I've never seen the Mighty Ducks.
You've never seen the Mighty Ducks?
We got to get you.
Am I still allowed to do this? Am I still allowed to do this live show if I've never seen the Mighty Ducks?
I mean,
Well, we let Luke still hang around after he didn't know the starting Pokemon. So if we gave him that one, I guess we can give you a little leeway for your movie. Fair enough.
I appreciate
Travis
it.
is a kind man. I'll say that.
So yeah, Ryan is going to be hanging for 5 to 10 minutes at Crossfire. If you guys wanted to tap into any personality, leadership shenanigans, or whatever you guys do, anyways, people seem to like and watch. So, I'll let you do your thing.
Ryan, do you have like a particular strategy for how you eat a banana? That's like a hot topic for us.
Yeah, well, we'll stay with the hockey skate. I like to chop it up with the skate into a bunch of little hockey pucks, and then I share some with the kids, and I eat them. A little cinnamon on them, maybe some peanut butter.
Okay.
I like the peanut butter.
Yeah, gotta respect the protein.
The protein, absolutely.
I'd love to see footage of this skate cutting of the banana.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that now.
I'm very interested in how people eat bananas.
Yeah. I'm not going to bite on that one.
We don't have to take it any further.
All right.
So, Ryan, did you do the Enneagram?
I have done an Enneagram, and it was I didn't do the one from this link, but I wish I would have brought it. I've done those. I've done a Colby, and we chatted briefly with Chad Travis before. Between those disc profiles, etc. I used to. Keyword used to be a skeptic. I used to scoff at those kind of things. And then I saw how effective those tools can be, not only understanding yourself, but then understanding the people in your team, and kind of some of the mind-blowing revelations that come out of those reports. And as long as you're using it for, your end goal is building a great team or being a better leader, being a better producer, etc. I'm all for them.
So what number are you then?
Yeah, what number are you? Do you remember?
I'm gonna have to look it up. So let me grab it while we're on. You put me on the spot.
And I'll carry the show while you look it up.
Okay.
Actually, I think
I'm gonna carry it now. So, Luke, it's been bothering me this entire time. What are you, and what is your wife?
Okay, so we'll start with what she just said. The yellow is really bothering her in our. And I haven't barely noticed it.
I hate it so much.
It's very warm lighting. It's warm and cozy.
Not even warm. It's like it's
Simpsons.
I didn't prepare at all. I have got my computer. We've got a webcam. We'll figure it out. And
you guys are making it look good. Yeah.
The mic didn't work well. I tried to plug it into the sound output, and I can't have the mic and the speakers working. So I didn't take.
I thought it was because you guys do so much work on Instagram. You were going for more of an artistic feel. You wanted those, it's very fall,
No,
it's
we
didn't. Autumn Scottish feel. That's what.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, this is just unprepared work right here.
11 p.m. in Scotland. This is what this.
I'm a number 5, John.
So a number 5. Okay, so let's give people a background on the Enneagram. It's like a scientific, what do they call that? It's like, I can't remember it. It's not witchcraft.
Were you trying to say pseudoscience?
It is certainly pseudoscience, but what's the astrology? I feel like it's astrology with a little bit of math mixed in. So it's almost like alchemy, because it's like magic, but it's also there is principles and reality. So yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of black magic, right? It's still got that taste to it. But so you're a 5,
yes,
the
sir.
Investigator. Ooh.
5'4", man. I don't know if you've gone that deep where you've analyzed the wings, but I'm a 5 wing 4. So it's basically the most independent one you can pick. I like
it's the monk one. It's what monks are.
I'm the one that goes off in the hills, and I'm weird in a cave for 3 years, and I come out with all this great insight.
All the Plato's and all of those kind of dudes. That's
the philosopher types. So yeah, then there's a lot more to it than that, but
it's great for marriage.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it can be challenging. I need to process things myself, and I tend to work that way even in a work environment. I actually struggle with teams. Like I can do small teams and I can handle like small elite teams where like our rules are understood really well. But with it on a bigger scale, like I really struggle because like I just want to get stuff done. I want to go figure it out, think about it myself, and like the interpersonal workings of figuring out a system and how everything goes together. I'm just anti-system, anti-everything, and that's that personality type. The 5-4 is super rogue.
So it's so interesting because I'm a 3-4.
All right, so
like I'm right there with you. Like 3's the achiever, which it's like no shit. Like I'm sure most people could figure it out. It's like I'm like obsessed with the metrics and hitting like goals, and I won't put out work just to put it out. So yeah, like the sky's blue.
Jill's a 3-4, by the way.
I'm a 3-4. So
Really? Wow.
This is why I mean, apart from the fact that I would have just been on the bed in the background, this is why when I heard you guys talk last week, I was like, you cannot define like the difference between you two being like sensitive and whatever he is and not sensitive. I'm like, you got to go deeper. This is not what it is. I guess I just like, I get you. I feel like I'm like, okay, I want to know what is Jonathan? What is your?
Is this why me and Luke are like a perfect couple on camera? Like, and you guys are like a perfect couple in real life?
I get it. I get
like,
it.
Like I never, like this was not intentional. I didn't plan this, and then it's just so interesting to see how things work out. Yeah.
But it's funny how that works, right? Because you like, I mean, we'll get into that later, but like opposites attracting, or like, you have different skill sets and different things you do well, but then there's the 4, which is more creative, that connects you, right? And so like there is
emotional and sensitive. So Luke is very emotional and very sensitive.
It's true. I just try and hide it.
Let's just make that clear. Very sensitive. More sensitive at times than I am. I'm just gonna say.
That's true. I can be a baby.
So no, that's not what it is. That's not what sensitivity is.
Okay, so I want to crack open something. Okay, like because this has been a subject heavy on my heart. I'm not trying to target Luke. I'm not trying to target anybody specifically.
We can target.
There's like,
I'm here. Let's team up.
Has there been like a demasculation of men in society, or is it just me? Like, I do feel like I think it's great that like men are really starting to tap more into their emotional side. But I also find it kind of like off-putting. Where there's men that get like, especially like, if you're around social media, you'll see a ton of it, like on YouTube and, and like, there's even these younger kids, like, the Gen Z guys, like, what do they call them? Like, Travis, you probably know, you must be one, or you were one. Like, what do they call them? The e-boys or something like that? Like, again, these kids, I don't know what they're coming up with these days, but it's like, they're like a new form of emo, but they go way deeper with their feelings than we ever did. And it's just like, I find it very strange. Like, what are they putting in our food that's making us so soft?
I think it's social conditioning, but we could have a whole episode on how I think our society and culture is being systematically dismantled. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that. Because that'll be a whole 2-hour episode itself. But no, I think the e-boys or e-girls, whatever that you're mentioning, is just another sub niche of trying to stand out, I guess, in sometimes positive ways, sometimes not.
But Travis, do you think it like varies from like when we were emo and we like, I'll admit it, I put on a little bit of guy liner and, I might have owned a flat iron, like whatever.
It was
my
MySpace days, it's fair.
But back then that was the cool thing to do, right? Like we all did it. And now I feel like these e-boys, I don't know. I just like, I don't know if it's like us just getting old, but I feel like they're doing something different. It just doesn't feel the same. Maybe it's the TikTok dances that I'm just not connecting with.
It's always going to be evolving. I mean, the mumble rappers was what did it to me the last couple years, like the rainbow mumble rappers like popping up. But then I think of when I was one of the top songs and top charting on MySpace, I was this cringy jet black hair hanging across the eyes, skinny girl jeans, and like I'm sure that same emotion that we have when we see freaking rainbow rapper 6ix9ine, like that cringe is probably what 20 and 30 year olds were doing when they saw us. So it's given me a little bit of perspective, but I'm still wondering what the hell's going on. I don't know.
What you're saying is John's just getting old.
Yeah, that's probably a better
is.
theme.
Yeah.
It looks like Ryan did get his score eventually. If you guys want to unpack his future, and then we'll let him go get back to his family.
So we've got the Challenger and Type 2. What's Type 2? Type 2
is a helper. And then it said the second set was a tie between Type 3, the Achiever, and the Type 7, which was the Enthusiast. So Challenger, Helper, Achiever, Enthusiast is the top scores in that order.
I'd say that's, like, from knowing you, I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah.
So which one is the main one then? Which one do you like?
Is 2 the main one?
You gotta have like one main one.
Oh yeah, I just listed them in the order that they came in. I definitely Type 8 Challenger is I wasn't shocked when I saw that, but it was definitely interesting.
So the wings are like whatever's like, it's like either 8, 7, or 8, 9, I guess, right?
Yeah.
It would be like whichever one you're kind of more.
Yeah, like the 9's more compassionate, and from what I understand, the 7's more. Yeah, the 7's more like wild and adventurous. Like there's a lot more to it than that, but that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
That's how it works. Because for me, like when I analyzed mine, just the 5 itself didn't make sense because that one's super like a nerdy professor in a lab, and like that's not me. But then when you analyze the wings, like the 5-4 was more like, yeah, you're a deep thinker, but you're more like creatively weird in the way that you're like a deep thinker. So that made sense for me.
Right.
But yeah, I've done a lot of different personality tests, and like some of them I think are stupid, but for me at least, this one, whenever I read like the Instagram pages and the different things, like, oh man, that's exactly how I feel, and it speaks to me. So
yeah,
I think that's what counts with it. At least for me.
One of the things that I learned was knowing the personality types and where it all fits in. I thought this particular, the Enneagram with Enneagram, I thought was a good pair with the Colby report. And what I found with myself was, especially going into entrepreneurship and business, is I need to balance myself with people that are very detail oriented. And for me, I found that although getting in front of non-live audiences for all of us has been a new challenge, a new skill set. I'm used to, there you go, cheers. The fact of the matter is it's easy to get lost in all the details when you're busy trying to be a performer. And I think that's something that all of you guys can relate to.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I was going over this Enneagram report, and I would encourage all of you to do the same. It's a really cool report. I think it's like it's like $10, Travis. It's relatively cheap.
The official one?
It is very insightful.
And go to all the free ones and just like get your average. That's what I did. and then I did the paid one, and I just was like, all right, well, this is just confirming, and I just wasted $10 for no reason. So
I like the official one.
Well, Shay's on that like higher self, self-healing level. So we have the corporate card for this one. So I got the executive $10 deal. And, yeah. You mean you guys don't have a healing budget yet? There has to be money for the healing budget. Like, who's gonna pay for Luke to go into the caves for 3 weeks, right?
No, I know.
It's true.
Well, that's why I'm such a mess on LinkedIn, man. I haven't been able to go to the caves.
Where's shit content's coming from? That is his cave.
I really want you to like do a post, and it's like, hey guys, like I'm not going to be around for a few weeks. Like it's my time to go back to the cave.
That's what I did on Instagram. That's what I did on Instagram, and he's just like, I can't do that. I wouldn't do that. So I don't know.
So here's the thing, like what's his face? Bill Gates does that twice a year. So it's like I could see like Bill, and remember, Bill Gates owns LinkedIn, right? So I feel like in many ways it's like very inspirational, Luke. You're taking the advice of Bill Gates, the owner of LinkedIn, the one pushing the vaccines on us, and the fact that he would take the initiative and disappear for a couple of weeks to reflect, just like the man that owns it all. I think it's
reflect,
it's great,
right?
Inspiring.
Reflect. What you mean by reflect is come up with an evil scheme, right?
We got plenty of ice caves up here, John. Come on up.
He does his best.
Alaska.
That is one thing that like we've talked about even this week. It's like, you know, when you actually go and you do even like a 5-minute, 10-minute walk, like he'll come back with like a new revelation of something. He just doesn't do that. So
Thing is, I don't do it.
this will be the intervention. We can get him to do it.
I get so obsessed with working. I just like the 24-hour live. That's why I made you feel bad. I just sat there and I just get so obsessed with it. I don't even think about food or going to the washroom or anything. And then
I wake up.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh crap, I should have done that. You know, it's a weakness.
Well, okay, so and this is a perfect segue. Because this is a really serious topic that I wanted to touch on. Because as I was reading this report, I went down to relationship issues. And and the first thing that I read was holding the partner to strict standards that the partner does not wholeheartedly share. I've had a big problem in most of my relationships, and it's something that I recognize I need to get over, but I'm having a very difficult time doing so. And that is my biggest, like by far my biggest pet peeve is bodily functions. Any of them. Like if I hear it, if like somebody goes to the bathroom, like whatever it is. And I think it's a perfect example for you guys because like you're in a hotel room right now, right? So it's like close proximity. Like that is a subject with partners. Like I cannot do it. I can't do it. I hear anything and it's like, I can't talk to you for a couple of weeks. So I want to hear like, am I the only one that's like that? Like holds very high standards to bodily functions, or is it just me?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we've gotten pretty close, but then I guess I'm like the 3-4 female. So I don't know, maybe it's like the male 3-4 has this, because he's so chill. Like that is the thing about him. I'm like hot, like I hate the term high maintenance. I hate it. But I would say that like high standard, I guess. I have high standard and he just doesn't. So I don't know, like maybe it is the male 3-4 version of it. Cause but then that puts me down. I don't know.
All right. So for someone that's not classy like me, bodily functions is like farting and burping, correct?
It is whatever you want to make it. I wasn't going to get into details just to respect everybody's, privacy. I can't. No, seriously, I can't even. Travis, you called it correctly. I can't even say the words because they gross me out. You're very.
Why would you even bring it up then?
I could see it on your face. You're just disgusted at even thinking about it. I don't care, man. We're all human and it happens.
These are therapeutic. These sessions are therapeutic.
The thing is, really here's my analysis. We're all human, you know. Women poop, women fart, they burp.
No, they don't.
They do.
Stop it. No, they don't. There's no way.
No,
they don't.
They don't. I have a cousin like you, man. I understand. I like to poke him too. It's like, no, it happens. Here's a YouTube clip for you. I hear you though.
Stop.
I think
it's gross.
Okay. We can shift if you want.
No, but I don't literally mean stop. This is an entertaining conversation. I'm here for the ratings. So yeah, we obviously need to keep pushing the subject regardless if you're comfortable or not. Travis, am I alone? Is this a subject that like when it comes to you and your partners, like is it something that bothers you? Courtney, you stop it. Gross. Okay, this is my life hack.
This is my life hack.
So Luke, this is great for you because like I empathize with you, brother.
I'm leaning in.
Close proximity. If you need to go to the bathroom, just tell your wife nicely, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go take care of business in the lobby. You go downstairs and you find like that nice bathroom in the lobby, and then do your business there. She won't know a thing. She won't even know what's going on. She'll just be like, you know, guy, he's taking care of business. Probably paying the bills, you know, whatever. So won't even think a thing about it. And that is the ultimate strategy. But what are your thoughts, Ryan? Do you have rules? Do you have standards?
You have standards.
I grew up in a locker room and went to daycare in a pool hall, so I definitely can hang with a bunch of teammates. And I've been married for 16 years, and I have 4 kids ranging from 15 all the way down to 16 months. I have seen my share of bodily functions, and I've already changed a couple diapers this morning. So part of being a dad and a husband, you're going to have to get used to it, my friend.
No, I remember it was like
a stern answer from Ryan.
Number 8 answer. Right?
I remember I can't, again, I hate bodily functions, my own included. So I remember we had a dog and I had to pick up its waste. It was a couple days after getting it. And just the act of attempting to pick it up, and I mean, it smelled really bad, but even the act of attempting to pick it up made me throw up. And it's I don't like my own bodily functions. So it's you can imagine how conflicted I was. I was I'm throwing up. I hate throwing up. I hate the idea of throwing up. But at the same time, I'm picking up crap, and it's just yeah, it was a mess. Really conflicted. But yeah, it's a no-no. I don't know how you do it, Ryan, but kids, maybe one day, but.
Roger that. Well, on that note, I'm going to take off, everybody.
Now, that is a way to exit.
It's appreciated. Thanks for everybody. Thanks for your time. And look forward to the next one. Talk to you guys real soon.
Take care, buddy.
Take care, man.
I will say before we change the subject that I do understand the need for privacy. I like pooping in peace. I'll say it that way. And then we can segue there.
Yeah, Liam is wondering what the hell happened here. He was all excited. He dropped a comment with every personality type thing. We were talking about just one of them, and then somebody brought up Myers-Briggs, and he brought up a comment that had every one of his types in different colors and percentages and everything. So he was way into it, and then probably came back. It was wait, where'd all the personality nerd talk go?
Okay,
right.
So let's get back to that.
We can go back into it.
Travis, what number are you? So we know where the playing field is.
I was a 6'5". So it was adventurer and security seeker, which seem contrasting, but it makes more sense once I kind of thought about it on a deeper level. 6'5".
So do you feel like it's accurate for you then, ish?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I do that with every one of these things. I kind of have a little bit of that skepticism in the back of my head that it's playing the astrology confirmation bias stuff, but it was adventurous and creative and building and creating stuff all the time. And then on a more personal level, more security seeking as that wing. So it felt pretty complimentary to I'd rather chill here if I don't have to go out. But I love the community and trying new stuff and testing new live streams and layouts and formats and everything that you can do. So it felt like a good balance. So I would say, yeah, it's accurate-ish.
Would you enjoy it in the same way if it was in person networking?
Oh, hell no. It would be the most ineffective waste of my time. I was just telling the guys earlier in the pre-party chat. Oh, jeez. Well, there's the dogs. So that was something I used to do back when I used to go to shows or go to music festivals or concerts. I would go to the show and I would just hang out in the front right of the stage, as close as possible and not talk to anybody, at all. It was me. I was there, me and the artists, and I would just be in there the whole time, and people would be like, are you okay? You didn't talk to us the whole night. We didn't say anything. And I'm like, no, I had a blast. I had a great night. So I do awful at networking events because I just find some type of little hideout to go do, or a super small crew of people. And then maybe if I'm lucky, I'll catch somebody there. But in general, no, awful at the traditional networking events. Pure anxiety.
Introvert or an extrovert then? Because I feel that's separate than the Enneagram numbers.
So I used to say introvert all the time, but now I've discovered this trendy ambivert definition that in a personal context, I strive that being alone, kind of that solitariness. But when it comes to like professional work or creative work, I need the feedback and the interaction. So that's kind of what I've stumbled on, is this ambivert thing, and it's just easier and funner to say, I guess, because it's kind of a cop-out. But that feels like it resonates with me, because when I am just on like my own time, would much rather it be just chilling.
Yeah.
So something that I read, because it's interesting as I'm like looking at this report. So 3 of us in the room have 4 in common, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is a challenge that I have, but it seems like you two have kind of found a way to make the most of it, because you guys both seem very happy with one another. Like being in close proximity, I don't know how you guys do it. I'd be fighting with my partner the entire time. That's why, like, now I don't date people that speak my same language, and I'm so much happier. It's the relationship is so much easier that way. So let me explain a little bit. So under relationship issues for 4s, we have idealizing potential partners, then feeling disappointed once they get to know them.
Yeah.
So like my personal experience first, I love the dating process. Like I love the part where you get to know we all do, right? You get to know somebody, you go like you're going through like the puppy dog stage, like in the comments, like let me know like what is your favorite part of the relationship? That puppy dog honeymoon stage, or like when you actually get to that like that calming, set relationship stage. For me, it is that beginning, getting to know the person. You dress nice. You absolutely, there are no bodily functions whatsoever. Like you really try to, demonstrate your best self. But then as it says here, then feeling disappointed once you get to know them. Like typically what I'll do is I'll fall in love with someone, I'll propose to them, give them the ring, realize that I made a mistake, and then, I end up divorced. So like, what is your take on this? Do you guys feel like you have some of these tendencies and you're just really good at managing them?
Looks at me. Well, because I feel similar to you. I think.
Were you disappointed once you got to know Luke?
He's a mystery though. Like I guess that's the thing about like his number 5 maybe has like, okay, so how like with Enneagrams, at least from our little research, I'm not like a pro at this. I just like did like a quick whatever. So I guess when you're at like a healthy whatever number you are, you swing to a completely opposite number. So like for us, because we're the same, like a healthy 3 swings to like a number 6, so like loyalty and whatever 6 is. I think loyalty is like the main definition of it, right? And then the like, I wouldn't say unhealthy because that's where I'm at right now. I wouldn't say I'm completely unhealthy, but I'm just more like the like slower end of the number 3 is a 9, when you're like super procrastination, like lazy as hell. And I've realized that for that, it's actually like I'm coming off of the like stress of like performance of what number 3 is, and like getting to like almost like a fake stage of number 3 and being able to like, all right, you know what, I just need to chill. I need to hang out for a while. I got to get lazy and then like get free again and then find my groove back in my number 3. So that's what I've realized what like the unhealthy stage of a 9 is.
So were you disappointed when you figured?
Yeah, so what I'm getting to is that
that's what we really want to know.
There we go.
The number 5 is like a mystery dude. Like, so he was just mysterious right from the get-go. And like, I will say, and I just asked him before this, did you know that his first name is John?
Whoa.
Yeah, he told me.
No, that's
my middle name is Matthew.
Really?
Yeah, we talked about that.
All right, well, he told me that no one knew this. Okay, well,
wait a minute. Wait.
Drop.
Really? Are y'all trolling right now?
Basically,
we have a Luke, Jonathan, and a Jonathan.
I'm John Luke Matthews.
He's John proper.
Like
that hurts my head.
The gospel experience. That's what it should be.
Wait, so you're Jonathan Matthew Palmer?
Yes.
We share 2 names. Look at that.
Like you never would have thought.
Beautiful.
Anyway,
it really is.
About that is that I didn't know
it's magical.
John. until like 2 months into dating. And it was actually when we went to a doctor, and he got called in as John Matthews, and he got up, and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
wait dude, you hid your real name from your wife for 2 months?
I did not know.
We weren't married.
And I asked him, I was like, why did you not tell me this? And he said, I didn't think it was relevant. That was his answer.
Oh my God. Your birth name is not relevant.
I know.
Well, I've always been called Luke.
Okay,
like
but
I could understand like not sharing, I don't know, some bad habits, you know, like maybe like I wouldn't necessarily share my middle name, but like I don't know, I'd feel a little bit betrayed. I would have been upset the entire night.
I'd be
No
upset.
question about it.
It threw me off. It really made me, I went through like a few
You
days.
started questioning everything. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I get it. I just didn't think about it.
So anyways, he stayed mysterious, and I think a level of the mystery has kind of like fled through the 8 years of marriage. So that's kind of kept me like, oh, on my toes a little bit. But that first stage that you were talking about, I always like, even, I mean, we're super real. Like we talk about our relationship all the time. I mean, and I think it's also like, it comes into like the conversation of like monogamy and all of the whole thing that we just like don't need to get into, but it's all of that. It's what marriage is. Like even after, I mean, he mentioned it, I think, I don't know, a couple times, but about like changing my name back. And like, even when we got married, I didn't even honestly think of why I took his name, but I wanted to change it back within the first like year or two, because I was like, why did I do this? Like, I only took one ring because I didn't want 2 rings, and I found out that that's actually like a whole thing that just was for, yeah, I don't know, it was like the engagement ring thing is just not like a normal thing that people did. It was like a consumeristic additive eventually. So anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just, it's been a conversation we've talked about, and I think for me, I have felt like where does that kind of like fresh vibe come from again? Because you get kind of in the vibe of, this is comfortable, we're like best friends, we hang out, we do like everything together, but then that whole beginning phase of a relationship doesn't exist anymore. And where do you get that from? And how do you get that? Can you get that? Where does, you know, yeah, so it's still a question mark, but I'm with you. I'm there.
And I find that super interesting because, like I've mentioned it, I've been married a couple of times. So, you know, like, and that was always a subject that comes up. Like, does your partner take your name? Like, especially, you know, Hispanics, they'll do like the combo deal where like they keep theirs, but they also include their marriage name. And then like the kids would adopt the name. So this is the way I view it. It's like, it makes it does simplify the process if you're gonna have kids, because then everybody's just the same, and it's cute when you see like a Christmas card and it's like the Matthews, and it's like Luke and the wife and like the kids and the dog and whatever. It's cute. It looks nice. But you know, on the other side of it, it's just like, you know, I don't know, like it seems like very old fashioned, and it does seem like one of those things where it's, you know, it's like you know, is the typical alpha dominant male and the submissive wife, which, you know, that's a whole thing that I've struggled with my own family, and, you know, the traditional structure. So yeah, like Luke, what's your opinion on it?
I'm super open-minded about it. I've changed because in the beginning I didn't even consider it, because we've talked about it. We both share a bit of a Christian thing in our upbringing. So for me, that's just what you did. You got married, and, you know, the wife took the name, and I didn't even consider it, right? It's just what you did. But then, like, I think I'm the one that brought it up. I just
No, I brought it up first.
Well, way back when. But then recently again, I brought it up.
Recently, you brought it up.
Because I was just thinking about it. It's like, well, like, I wouldn't want to give up my last name and like be a Biernick, you know. So why would I expect Jill to do that? It's just kind of weird. And you just kind of accept certain traditions that you don't even think about because of your upbringing. You're like, oh, people just do this, so I'm not going to think about it. Yeah, but then, like, now that I've thought about it, I don't like it, because I also hate tradition. That's part of the number 5, is like, I live to ruin tradition and ruin like things that people just accept as normal. So for me, I've thought, like, I'd actually love to like have our kids take Jill's last name, and like I would love to introduce like my kid, like, you know, Luke Biernick, And then I just love to like have a discussion with the person that finds that offensive or bothers them, because I would really enjoy that, you know, just alone from the like, well, it's, you know, obviously I wouldn't do it for that reason because that's kind of dumb as far as like, you know, your kids and like, but again, it's like just the thought of kind of disrupting norms and like, well, why should the kids have my name? It's just kind of like society doesn't work that way anymore, nor should it. And I just think it should be an open discussion where like, well, maybe you should take back your last name, and maybe a kid, you know, let's just give them your last name to start, and then when they're old enough, go like, yeah, you can pick whatever name you like better. I don't really care. Like, it's just a name. But that's kind of.
I was thinking, like the next time I get married, we're just gonna do like pick a straw. And like whichever straw is longest gets the last name. Make it simple. If it worked in childhood, it's guaranteed to work in adulthood. It
worked in ancient Mesopotamia, so why not bring it back? You just, you know, pull a string or a straw or a shoe or something.
See,
right. And
like,
then like, what's that?
When I changed my name, like it's kind of like interchangeable. Like at least in Canada, I don't know how it is in the U.S. But like essentially, I just had to prove, like I just had to send in our marriage certificate, and then just that basically I could go back to my maiden name at any point, and he could also switch to my name. So I think when we did it, I was like, okay, let's make it easy for like whatever. But then I think my problem is I'm mad that I didn't think of it initially, because I thought of every other thing. I thought of the ring, I thought of every other like non-traditional reason, like traditional reason for why I did something. And for last name, I don't know why I did it. I just don't. Yeah. And I think it was probably the pressure of like just being okay, you know, like for family, or just like for making it just easy of just at the time frame of where we were at with life. And but yeah, no, I've thought about it since. And even like when he mentioned it a couple months ago, because we had like, it would be me changing my passport back, it would be me changing my like visa to be here. It's like actually it's so the inconvenience. And I was like, fuck, why is it so hard now to have to go back? It would be like, wouldn't have to pay for, well, you would have to pay for the best passport and all that, but I would have to go back to Canada and do all this. I was like, oh, this would be hard.
Yeah.
But then with kids, I think that's where the only reason would be like, do you do, you know, like the two names, and then, you know, like the,
see, that's where it would more bother you, because to me, I don't care. I'll just give them a name, and then when they're 13, go, you pick a name. I don't care.
Here's the thing about names, though. You can pick any name. You can legally change. I mean, when I started researching, I was like, people change their names. Like, you can change your last name. You just go in and you pay for it. I actually went into a Starbucks once, and this was when I first realized that, like, you can just change your name to whatever you want. Like, I creeped on a guy in front of me, and I feel like he had it like elevated so that people would see it, but he had his driver's license and it said Luke Skywalker. And that was his name. And I was like, what the hell?
I need to do that.
And I was like, is this like a joke? But it was actually his driver's license. And somehow he brought it out with his credit card to pay, and he had it in his hand. And I was like, really? That's pretty sweet.
So,
anyways, we can go back to the Enneagram.
How do you find for work then, John? Like, as far as like who you prefer working with? Do you like working with someone like yourself? Like, would you like working with like a Jill, or do you enjoy someone that's different, like me, or like what do you find as far as
like full transparency? When me and Shay are alone working, we get like nothing done because we both, not for the reason that you guys think, perverts.
I didn't think
I'm
that.
with you.
No, I'm tracking with you.
Is she a 3 too,
Sure.
or what is she?
No, I think she's a 7. She's a 7. She's a 7.4, 7.3. I have to check, but yeah. Anyways, so like when we're together, like we get no work done. Like it's because like we get on tangents, like we slowly like just start elevating off the ground and start floating into the clouds, and like, you know, with ideas and, you know, creativity and skits and all this stuff, and nothing ever gets done. And I think like the key is having like an operator, you know, like you guys don't see the rest of our staff because again, like they're doing the important stuff while we're like playing on LinkedIn, right? So, you know, those individuals like our COO Fiorella and, you know, one of our directors, Andrea, they're the ones that really like put all the pieces together and keep me on a schedule. If I didn't have somebody calling me at 9 a.m. telling me, okay, and this is going to sound horrible, but it's the truth. At 9 a.m., we have an employee that calls me and says, okay, John, all right, so you have this appointment at 10 a.m., and then you have to be here at 11, and then at 2 o'clock, don't forget, and remember your lunch, because it's going to be a long one. You have this until 5. And it's like, if I didn't have that structure, like I'd be all over the place. You know, I'm just like a 5-year-old without a leash, you know? So yeah, I find that having those people in our lives is a necessity, especially like if you're a part of a business that's growing and scaling, and you know, like you don't feel like you're set on the ground, you know, and that's another element. When you're a part of something that's growing, it's like every week it's a different story. I'm sure Leah could relate to this. It's like, you know, it's a very uncomfortable, unstable feeling because you don't know where it's going. So even trying to commit to something today, 2 weeks from now, you might not be able to handle it. So it's very difficult to plan anything ahead. But point being, you need those people that keep you kind of grounded. So yeah, what are your thoughts, Luke?
Oh, for work, I think that, I mean, I struggle with it all, to be honest with you. Like I work well with myself, and then I think I've learned to put up with people. Like Jill,
put up with me.
Well, you've done the same for me. Like we've struggled with working here with the blog. I think we have moments where we flow well, like we've learned. I'm more like me, like I'm just stubborn and kind of arrogant at times. Like I've had to learn to, like, oh, I suck at this, and like actually like stand aside and go, you're better at this, I just need to shut up and stop giving my opinion. And like specifically to do with creative stuff like photography and visuals and like planning and organizing, like I'm just shit at all of it, you know. But it, like, I think that I'm good at it when I'm in the moment, you know, and it just takes me in, like, oh crap, here I am again and pushing like my opinion, and I struggle with that. And so I think it's been more me learning how to like not just admit it, because I have no problem admitting it, but actually doing something about it and going, okay, I can admit it, but am I going to actually change like how I act, or, you know, actually be like a willing number two? Like I struggle with that, I think. And so I think for me, it's a work in progress. I'm getting better at it, but I definitely flow easier when I'm by myself or I'm in a small team.
I've
always been that way.
Always
really
worked more like entrepreneurial, and like even with your mom, like it was always just you guys. And
yeah, like I grew up in like a family business, right? Family landscaping business, and then I've done construction, which was mostly just me by myself, and then with you know, maybe one or two other guys. And I didn't do well in large teams, so like I work well with other strong personalities that we can both just get stuff done, and you know, they're all right with me being prickly because they're prickly, and like we're just getting the job done, and like I flow with that. But I think that learning how to work with a bigger team and be more patient and allow for different personality types is something that I think that like I'm growing and getting better at, but I would say I can be weak at times.
yeah, I mean, when we started our like working together officially 4 years ago with the blog and like with our online business, that was sort of where we both started online work, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was kind of like I had a full vision for it, and I had a whole plan in place, even though it kind of pivoted along the way. Like I had a whole strategy, and you kind of came in as sort of the second thing. And yeah, I think that was what was challenging, because I had the strategy. I like having something organized and planned out, and you're just like a wing it, like let's just do it on the spot. And so that was where we struggled for so long for the first, I mean, up until like this year, really. So really the whole time it was really hard, because it was like you had to learn, you know, how to do photography. You had to learn all these new skills that I had already kind of, I guess, developed. And we found our roles, but it was also still like, I think the personality difference of like, I have like a very specific like idea, and like I want this to be successful. I want this to be, you know, like whatever, blah blah blah. Like I just want it to be very like not perfect, but pretty close to it. And that wasn't what you were.
No, like we'll go into a project, and like, you know, like people here can reference like our 24-hour live. I just kind of went in with a few hosts in mind, and then basically just figured it on the fly, and I work well with that. But having a structured plan and a, a checklist and an Excel spreadsheet and everything organized and planned, to me would freak me out because I would feel trapped and constrained. And so I think it's learning how to work together with our strengths, and that was a challenge. But I don't know if anyone's
full transparency. It kind of like leads me to something else, because I remember the day before we were going to do the 24-hour thing, and I started to realize that I would have to work my entire day and then go into it, right? And immediately I was like, this is a fucking atrocious idea. This is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. Pretty high up there.
Turn your video off,
John, is your camera intentionally off?
No.
Okay. No worries. No worries.
How
you
long
are
was it
currently
like
off.
that? You guys don't like
just
tell
this
me
last
things?
phrase when you jumped in.
I noticed it, and I was like, okay, we gotta throw this out.
You got a good pick.
Bodily functions to go release or something.
Yeah, that's the key. But make sure to leave your microphone on, which I definitely did. Yeah.
Did you?
The microphone's fine. But
hey, go ahead.
Like I was saying, I realized I don't even know why we're doing a 25-hour one, because the 24-hour one at the time seemed like the worst idea ever. But I didn't have the power or the ability to say no. And I find, like, especially as I continue to do things, it's still a struggle. I'm getting a little bit better at it, but we have like this FOMO. We have like this fear of missing out on opportunities. We have this, but also a part of us doesn't want to like disappoint people. So like, are there strategies that you guys use, or even in the comments, like to tell people no, like, help me out? How do we like take our power back and say no to people?
I find that that's a challenge, because especially as like an entrepreneur, like you're doing kind of your own thing, you have to weigh in. Okay, so if I say no, this is a potential client, this is a potential, like, I think really like what a 3 has at its best is wanting to be, I wouldn't use success, but I view success not like financial success as it's progression, it's development, it's like becoming like a better self, or trying to help someone get to their better self. Like, that's why I even started doing our blog, because I think initially we kind of started it. We would be classified as influencers, and I hate that term so much, because it puts like you in a box of this, whatever you would think of an influencer is. And because we picked the niche of like sustainability and like eco-friendly, and it was when we started 4 years ago, it was kind of small and like not as mainstream. It made me feel like, okay, like as my own personal journey, I want to like learn this for myself. But I think as a couple, like we wanted to kind of just find brands, find businesses that were doing good, and being able to present that and also share that. And that was sort of the doing good thing. And so I think for me, like, turning stuff down over the last few years, like I have a hard time doing it, because it's always like, okay, well, weigh this out. I also know like my struggle is, like I know that if I do turn it down, that you just don't know. You don't know, and you like to have control. And I think I always have to like play into my weakness. I know my weakness is lack of control of something. And so I weigh that into it as well. And so I don't know if that's how you feel too, with like control.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like Travis knows, and so does Luke. I have a habit of overcommitting to things, and like I end up.
That's what we're
like,
talking
it
in the
almost
chat.
feels like, what's that?
There's lots of people in the chat in the same boat of saying yes to too many things, learning to say no, taking on too much. I think you're in good company.
Yeah,
And I think it's like, like the people that are on LinkedIn, like they're attracted to this kind of stuff, right? Because like we're all looking for, a way to get a leg up. And right now, like we have, theoretically more time than ever, since, like traveling is limited and other things that we can do. It's just like we don't have the same excuses as maybe we did before. But it's like, I hate the feeling of overcommitment, under delivering. Like I remember my dad, like he would just like, he loves saying that line and it just like eats me alive, but I keep doing it. So then it's like, I'm not learning my lesson. But the point being is that you come off as a liar. You come off as a liar because you say you're going to do something, you realize you can't commit to it, but you just didn't want to let them down. But then you end up making the whole situation so much worse. I don't know why I shoot myself in the foot, but man, I've got a habit of doing it. So
see, that's the interesting thing. I think like I overcommit for sure too. Like I think that I always think I can do more than I actually can. So I put a ton on my shoulders, like I can get this done. And I mean, I'll work like, all hours of the day to try and get there and still fail. But then for me, like I feel like maybe I don't feel like I struggle with just pulling the plug when I finally realize it. I'm like, I think because I have a bit of a minimalist nature, so like I like to get rid of things. So like even like personal possessions and clothes, and like I can't wait to like get rid of all the crap that piles up in the house or extra clothes. Like I just want the bare minimum. And so even with work or a project, like if I realize like, oh crap, I overcommitted, I'll just go like, well, what's the worst thing that I committed to? And I'm just going to cut it, and then deal with the consequences. And I guess that's the hard thing, right? Is like we are all pushing to succeed and we're overcommitting. Then it's just like, how do we just do those hard conversations? They're like, well, yeah, you know what? I got a lot on my plate. Sorry, you were on the bottom end of it. And how do you do that without saying that? Obviously would be a challenge depending on, your personality type or how you work.
So I feel like this is a way of just like encapsulating everything we said, and I think it ties like together perfectly. I feel like I am and please, anybody in the comments that agrees, please chime in. I'm a human minimalist. Like, if I have too many people in my circle, I have to remove a bunch of them because it does become overwhelming. Like, so my human minimalist, please, if you're in the comments, come chime in with us. Have fun with it.
Got a hand and you got to fit on it.
Yeah, like you have to you have to cut those people. Like, not necessarily because they're toxic. Now that's one area I don't have a problem with. I can totally just not answer a text message in perpetuity, or an inbox message. That one I have no like association with, and I'd like to hope that most people are reasonable and they just kind of like see through it and realize like he's not a bad guy. He's just like, he's off in his own little world and he's not responding because he needs to kind of like, that's the thing about introverts. Like we need to recharge, we need to recharge our batteries. Every time you have a conversation with somebody, they take a little bit of you with them. So, the more people that are interacting with you, like, poor Leah, she probably gets hundreds of messages a day. It's like everybody gets a piece of you. So, like I have no problem with cutting the people. Like I like having a very, very tight circle as opposed to all of these things that I have to answer to. So do we have a couple of extra human minimalists in this room?
I think there was.
I also think that that's like a three thing for sure. Like an introvert 3 thing, because I've got like my friends, my closest friends fit on my hand. I can count them and I want them on my hand so that I can give my all and I can be very honest and very like loyal to these. I won't say 5 because I don't know actually I'm not any, but
select
whatever,
few.
You know what I mean?
Select
like, it's the few, and I think it's like it is because I think at least what I know, and I feel like this is the pull being online, and you would know this being on LinkedIn. It's just the need to like, I wouldn't say people please because I think that always like is associated to a negative. You just associate it to negativity. But I think I always feel like I do care what people think. I do care about the numbers. I do care about all of that. But I care about it from the sense of being able to give value. If I don't feel like I'm giving value to someone, why the hell am I doing it? Why am I online if no one's getting anything from it? And I don't know if that's different, if you feel like you would just do it and no one would see it. Like if you literally, would you post if like you had 0 people or like 1 person?
If I had 1, I still would.
Would you post regardless? Would you like?
Because I'm getting practice writing, which to me is there's a longer term goal with writing. Like I just enjoy writing, and I actually just get entertainment like reading my own stuff. So the fact that anyone else thinks it's fun, like to me, is a bonus. But like I mean, even at the start, I remember just learning. Like I just want to practice writing was where I started, and so people always go like, well, you wouldn't just write in a journal and you wouldn't write in a diary. And it's like, well, I mean, I used to when I was younger, and I got away from it because it sounds girly. I'm like, okay, girly. Sorry, ladies in the comments. I just offended somebody. It did. Like when I was younger, like, oh, you're so lame for writing in a diary or journal. And so I gave it up. And then to me, it is like, for me, LinkedIn is in a way just processing my thoughts and then just sharing it. And it's a bonus that people like it, and I get to find like-minded people. And so I think it would affect how much I do it, but I think I would still do it even if it was just one or two or a few. What was the original question? I feel like we just like.
It was more just about like friendships and like
people
right. Like sucking.
Human minimalist. That's right.
It's sucking. From, and I think that's where it's like you care about all like so many people, and I just feel like I have to please and like be present and give my all to so many, and I think that's where I get overwhelmed and I get stressed out from.
Well.
And so I don't know if that's my number 3, or I mean, I think it's a combination of that and being an introvert and all of it. So. Well,
I'll say like for me, like the last month to 2 months on LinkedIn, like I felt overwhelmed. Where like I felt until up to then I kept up with every single DM. Like I responded. Eventually, it took me a while, but I got to every single DM, every single comment, every day. And the last month and a bit, like I've slipped a bit where I'm really busy with my own work and stuff, but I also feel kind of tired of like where I feel like I'm just giving so much all the time, and people are enjoying what you're saying, and like I always want to feel like I care about everyone equally. So I don't, for me, it's like I would say like I don't care about what people think, and like I generally don't, but what I do care about is like I don't like the big shot influencers that don't respond to like the little guy or whatever, right? It's like that bugs me. And so for me, I go like, well, I'm not a big shot influencer, but I have a decent following and decent traction. Like I don't want to be that person. So I want to be the guy that responds to everybody and, treats people equally and has time for people. And then as you're growing your business and figuring all this out, you realize like, well, I don't have time for everybody and I can't do that. And I think that's where like, I didn't want to admit that, or like, I can do it. Like I can just be obsessive and find a way to respond to everything and do everything. And then lately it's been like, well, I actually can't do that, and it's like having to deal with that and figure it out. Like I haven't even fully dealt with it. I just have an unanswered inbox, and I have tons of unanswered emails that are probably opportunities, but I'm just overwhelmed and I'm like longing for the cave. So that's where I'm at. I'm struggling too. I don't have the answer.
We're all in the same boat.
Yeah. So I'm a human minimalist too. I'll say that I am. So we share that.
I like the only thing that I feel like I feel bad about, and the way that I kind of view it is the friends that you make early on end up like, just by coincidence, I suppose, the people that stick around. The people that you meet early on seem to be the people that I've gravitated towards more so now than before. And that circle doesn't really change because you trust these people, but you almost wonder like, who are the people that are reaching out to me like right now that could have been great allies in addition to Luke and Travis, but I just don't have the flexibility that I used to, and now I'm missing out on some awesome connections, awesome people that could bring value and whatever it is, and you miss out on that. So I'd say like if there's anything that sucks, it's just like there's people out there that we could really collaborate and get tons of value on both ends, and we miss out on that. So
That's
but
true.
Again, it's a balancing game, it's a balancing act. But if there's anything to learn from the experience, it's just like you have to just escape it. Like I only posted once this week, which is like it's uncharacteristic. I don't like it, but I realized with the way that things are scaling, if you want the machine to stop, we kind of have it easy. You just stop. You don't want things to keep getting more and more intense, just don't post anything and it will slow down.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's just, part of that has been just trying to, slow myself down, so that you don't burn out, because it could be bad. It could be tough. So, yeah. So
Sure.
is this it, Travis? Are we wrapping it up? Are we going to the after party?
Do you have a last thought on that, Jill?
I was just gonna piggyback it because it is just knowing. It's just knowing like if you know yourself, and that's where I like with this Enneagram, I have taken like Myers-Briggs. I've done all of them, and I like cried when I first read the 3 and like 3-4, but like 3 for sure, because it was like, wow, I feel known. Like I feel known and I feel seen, and this just like all of the, I guess you call them insecurities, call them weaknesses, whatever it is that I believed about myself, you know, they just started to like, it became just, it's actually just who you are. It's a part of your personality, and it's just managing, knowing that. And I think like, I know I'm confident. I'm in my like 9 sort of like, I'm doing my procrastination zone right now, and I'm like chilling out, but I'm also in like my like, I'm like bubbling up some new ideas, coming out with like some new, and I don't know if that's where you're at, even in your like kind of stage of wherever level you're posting, and if that's a similar thing, but it's just like, it's finding like kind of the new groove. Because one of the things I was reading on Instagram, I follow a couple of girls who are like super obsessed with Enneagrams, but like one of the things they said about a 3 is that they're really good at pivoting, and they can like adjust, and you know, you have a lot of like creative energy to kind of come up with a new thing and you know, build whatever you call success. And I think that's one thing I do appreciate about that side of me. When I'm there, I'm just still in that, like, it's still bubbling up right now. So I think it's just knowing yourself. I think that's what's really helpful with like Enneagram or any sort of personality tests, or I mean, even the BuzzFeed thing. I don't know. It's like, do you ever do those Disney BuzzFeed things that pop up? I'm like, oh, I'm Ariel.
That's what I wonder if these are
So
like
rigged.
tuning into sometimes.
Right. So, really serious question. Maybe we can end it with this, unless Luke, you want to chime in.
No,
I have
I'm
something really serious to ask.
Go for it.
Okay.
Have a sip. No. Have a sip first. I think it adds dramatic flair to this. Oh, a double sip.
Yeah, that was a double sip. Okay. Thanks, Travis. Yeah, pull out the whiskey. Nice. Okay. Disney princesses. Jill, you're included in this. Disney
Yep.
princesses.
Oh yeah.
Smash or pass? Pick your Disney princesses. Or maybe just like go on a date. Fine, we'll play it PG. You guys know what I mean. Who's the Disney
your
princess you guys are picking?
Okay. Is it bad that I knew mine very quickly?
He was like, Jasmine.
Yes. It's 100% Jasmine. 100%. I don't know why. Something as a youth, the Aladdin VHS started early. I don't know. It was Jasmine though.
So thin.
It was Jasmine.
Travis is
It's
all
like
over
a
that.
slice of onion. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Oh boy.
I'll go last.
Huh. Never considered this question.
Oh sure.
Really?
I hate Disney movies.
Oh, this is true. We are dealing with a bit of an anomaly here.
The Frozen chick then.
The
Frozen chick.
Nice.
The older one, because she's mysterious and kind of evil. I like her.
Oh boy.
Yeah. She wins for me.
Ariel's mine.
Ariel.
Okay.
Under the sea.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I'm going with Pocahontas. I'm going with Pocahontas.
Right.
Yeah, like I like the native take. I feel like genetically, we'd have nice hair. Yeah, like strong pick. Like the skin tone, a little foreign, my cup of tea.
I respect that.
Whatever it is they drink over there.
They drink over there.
Solid choice.
Oh, brilliant. No, there was definitely a lot of people in the mix here in the comments. Valentina was loving the human minimalism. She's definitely on our team there, being very selective with our human energy. Adam is very curious if you're wearing socks with your loafers or not. So
is he asking for feed pics? I don't give.
Oh, he might be going. It might be sneaking around.
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, Adam.
Yes. Oh, our stream sponsored by what's your guys' client with those little Chiquito freaking shoes or whatever the hell they are.
Chillout shoes.
There we go. We'll tag him in the chat. Tag him in the chat.
I'm wearing socks, Adam. It's cold
I'm wearing
outside.
socks.
It's cold outside for Miami. It's 64 degrees
So
Fahrenheit.
what did like people?
Chilly.
Did people
Chilly.
take this test during this time? Like,
A few
did
people
anyone, like,
did. I don't know if they're still hanging. Kelsey Lips did. Leah Turner did. I think Liam shared every possible personality characteristic you could rank for. So there were a few people.
That's a medical issue. Like the people that have to take every exam.
Oh God,
Well,
I love it.
But John, are you trying to say you're tired of me with this human minimalism? Is that where this is going?
I am not.
hinted at the whole like long
I just want
friendship.
to. We can make it open here if that's where you need to feel free.
No, Luke, I'd say you and Travis authentically are like two individuals that I look forward to the conversations I want to. I would say 9 out of my 10 clients, I wish I didn't have to talk to them every week. I'll be honest, but you got to pay the bills. You got to do what you got to do. And but that's the nice thing about LinkedIn is like when the clock's done, you can surround yourself with like-minded people. And I will say something to kind of like promote our little 25-hour holiday special, hopefully next week if we promote it.
Oh, that's right.
Is the fact that it's going to be people that we actually like. When you see us hop from one Zoom to the next, like we're picking people we actually like, because I assure you, I don't want to spend 4 hours of my day with somebody that I cannot stand. So you'll know all the secrets based off of where we are. Speaking of that, should we hop on Ryan's again?
Ryan.
You remember Ryan?
I actually that's the underrated one, wasn't it?
It's the underrated.
I really enjoyed Ryan's, even though I don't think anyone else seemed to, but I loved it. It was.
So we'll reach out to Ryan. We'll do another one.
It's just I like anything that's a little different and strange and chaotic, and that's what it was.
Yes.
Wasn't
Life should be chaotic.
Yeah. I think part of it was such a new, like being live was so new for me. I felt more at home with something that was a complete mess, as opposed to something like Adam Posner's that was just really clean and almost a little too clean for me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Structured. He planned the questions ahead of time.
And he wanted to be the star, right? And that just...
And I think that he was trying to promote and sell his hats. Like, I even saw, he put his number at the bottom, and I'm just like...
Gary Vee style, text me t-shirt.
Yes, was he seriously promoting his hats during our 24-hour live stream? I think he was. What else was it? Stickers, coasters, hats. Yeah, count on Adam for that. So I wonder what he's going to put.
You want to talk about coattail riding, I mean...
Right. Doesn't like the pods, but he likes, to promote on our new, our live feeds. So
he does pop up a lot.
He was just having a little fun. So we were planning to do that. Is that next Saturday?
It's next Saturday. Yeah. It definitely is.
Oh, that's what. Oh God.
Jill just whispered to me, "What are we doing next week?"
Well. This would be a good time to tell. Okay, you don't have to tell her your first name for 2 weeks, but you should probably tell her what's happening next week, right? That's not a bad idea.
This is something I'm bad at, though. Like I'm super mysterious, and I'm almost nervous to share something that I actually enjoy with the people that I love.
Yeah, I didn't know he had.
I don't know if that resonates with anybody, but for me, it's actually I prefer to do my thing, and I'm almost nervous, oh, do you want to check out what I'm doing? And it's almost
we have these multi-streams going everywhere except Facebook for an intentional reason. Not the crowd.
We should plan that though, shouldn't we, and promote it a little bit.
I'm thinking Monday. Monday I'll go hard, whatever that is for me.
We should have a call that's not live, because we never do that.
Probably a good idea. All right, guys. Well, I'm wrapping things up. What's the after party today, Travis?
Wait. Just to clarify, it was next Saturday, right? 25 hours is what we're gonna do.
The 19th. So yes, next Saturday.
All right, we better figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be happening real quick. Dang. Wow. Goodbye, December.
Christmas special. We're gonna watch Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yep. That's why it's just gonna fly right by.
Oh, it'll go fast.
We made some pretty sick ginger cookies.
We'll have to make them again. Yeah, we'll have a cookie making segment. We should both make cookies at the same time. And I'll employ Jill, so it's like it'll help me balance because I feel like you have this, I don't know, magical touch in the kitchen. Have a little contest.
I'm like magical touch with everything. Turns to gold. You'll see.
I like that. I like that cockiness. That's why I like you. Little sliver berry.
It's all fake. It's transparent. It's hollow. It's really just like, yeah. We all know. We all know the truth.
Well, that's next Saturday. If anyone's still watching, I don't know if anyone is. But...
So does that mean?
Yeah, we still got a few
on this Friday, and then I mean, this is.
I did make an event page. I think we're making it harder on me this time, aren't we? We're starting at 12.
We could, like, if we could start at 12, you'll get a more energized John than if I do another stay awake all day.
It's only fair. We did it easier for me last time.
Okay, well, I appreciate. Well, not really, because Jill was sick, so you didn't really sleep prior, anyways.
Yeah, we'll figure this out on Monday, won't we?
Yes.
Rest assured, everyone, it'll be a great time.
Speaking, okay, so Travis is starting to push the cattle over to the room. I want that to be one of our discussions. Has everybody in here seen The Room?
The Room?
The Room.
Oh, the movie.
You guys have not heard of The Room?
Bria, where she got her.
Oh, wait. No, I got to make sure. Am I thinking of the right movie?
Are you talking? Am I talking about the right movie?
It is The Room. Okay, like with Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, the worst. It's like the best worst movie ever. Okay,
Yes.
I haven't seen The Room. I've seen the movie about The Room, The Disaster Artist.
Okay, yeah. So
I've seen that.
Thought is we watched that also as a part of the 25-hour. And Luke, if you haven't seen it, then you'll absolutely love it, and
okay.
it'll be.
What am I talking about? No, I've not seen this one. You've not seen this one.
Wait,
you'll love it.
What am I talking about then?
It's the worst movie of all time.
No, it can't be. There's lots.
It is.
Have you seen Open Water?
It's worse.
Worse than Open Water.
Travis,
this
I know
could
you haven't
be
seen it, but
this could be one of your events to kill time. You could watch the worst movie ever and see how many people hate you for it. But the whole point,
we'll be providing live commentary.
That's why people watch them. That's why The Room or whatever got so famous as like a cult classic, because people dubbed it like, yo, this movie's so bad, we gotta watch it. Like, and you just make fun of it the whole time. And there's a bunch of one-liners I'm sure that you'll recognize once you hear them. But it's a thing. It's a thing. So maybe you could do a Charlie Brown Christmas with positive commentary, and then shredding apart the worst movies ever.
We'll have fun with that. You'll like it. All right, cool.
Well, should we wrap it up here or what?
So I'm seeing if anybody wants to join to do a little bit of the Chillout Lounge in the room. No worries if not, though, because I know I'm getting hungry as hell, and God knows what time it is over. Where are you guys in Scotland? So you guys are approaching the late night. We'll see if anybody hops in, but no worries if not.
What's your favorite Christmas cookie, bro?
Favorite Christmas?
You're not really a carb guy, I know, but
I'm not really a carb guy. Yeah, so I'd say steak. Yeah.
Sprinkled with like.
No, chocolate chip. I'm boring. I like it just chocolate chip cookies. Don't complicate magic. I'm not like a big cookie guy. Like yeah. What about you guys?
Cake?
Some ginger snaps.
What kind of like sweet do you go to then? Is it like cake, a tart, a cookie, or just like chocolate? Like what kind of desserts?
I don't have like a sweet tooth. Like more of like more of the salty savory than like the
a
sweet.
beef jerky kind of thing. Like is
yeah. Like, but not chips. I actually think that people that eat chips are super weird. Like, I don't understand the obsession with chips. Chips are chips are not a food. Like, I don't understand, like, what is a chip? Like, it's kind of like a donut. Like, it's empty. There's no, like, nutritional value. And it's like, it frustrates me to see somebody eating chips because I'm like, what purpose is that serving? I don't understand.
They have a turkey roast dinner chip or crisp here. It's literally like turkey dinner on the front, and then it's like shrimp.
Very
cocktail.
strange chips here.
Every type of meat, they put it into a flavor of a
It's like a
here.
brie and
It's
cranberry
super
chip. There's like a
Yeah,
pork
so
rind
turkey
chip.
Turkey dinner was today.
Now,
This
pork
is
rinds are
nothing.
different.
It's an actual
Because, like, they're
stuffing.
keto friendly.
Who does that?
Sorry?
I like pork rinds are different because they're keto friendly. So I can kind of like halfway see why somebody would eat pork rinds, but like fried potato chips, no, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Bit much for sure.
So then you just steak?
Steak chips.
I legitimately eat steak 5 times a day. Yeah.
But you don't like beef jerky? No? Or you do?
Like, I'll eat beef jerky, like, you know, if I'm in a bind and I still need to like meet my meat quota for the day, I'll have some.
McSweeney's is like a Canadian brand. McSweeney's teriyaki. If you ever, maybe when we get back to Canada at some point, I'll send you it because it is like life changing. It's amazing.
By the way, when are you guys gonna like get home? I have a microphone that's like going to Luke right now, so I want to make sure nobody steals it.
We'll be back tomorrow night.
We've got it. We've got
Okay,
it
cool.
here. So there's this thing where like here in the UK, they just automatically, no matter who you are, like as a delivery service, they will automatically go to a neighbor and they'll knock on the door and offer
so
you
sweet.
and that's something that you request, right? Like on like DHL, you'll request, please deliver to a neighbor, but they just do that automatically here. So we will get home from trips and it'll be like number 5 has got your package number, and we know our neighbors now, and I hate it. So I wrote a note that says clearly, please leave it in our blue bin or not with our neighbors because
them neighbors are shady.
We have a rivalry with one of our
we
neighbors.
don't have it.
You know what? Well, then stop cutting the lawn on their line, and you won't have any issues, Luke.
No, it runs deeper than that, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
pretty.
It's a long story. I'll save it for another rant. But basically,
Yeah, maybe like the 25-hour. Yeah, or we probably wouldn't have time for it, would we?
Yeah, that's our thing. Isn't it? There's no time for that.
I guarantee they'll show up this 25 hours. They'll show up at some point with a knock on the door or something.
Right, and then we can put them on camera and shame them together. The whole world can shame your neighbors.
That would be
I have
wonderful.
no problem.
I love that.
Oh my god.
We'll find them.
Travis
we'll
will
get like the investigator in the room to do a little
track
bit
their
of a
IP.
deep dive.
Get 'em oh man.
All right, I think we should wrap up. What do you think? Should we be done
Let's
here?
cut it.
We've got
Let's cut it.
a few people that did hop in the room. We'll do a quick entry, see who's actually usable. Oh, Ryan's back in. Nick
Right, back in the mix.
Posey. Let me switch this to gallery. We'll wrap things up in a bit, but just wanted to give the lads a chance to jump in, say hello. Thanks for hanging, Ryan. Saw you hanging out in the comments the whole time. Appreciate it. And Nick Capozzi, he's been
Nick, I
an
saw
OG
Nick,
supporter.
yesterday.
Yeah, he's been stumbling in and out of here more often. We gotta figure out some synergy here. Welcome, Nick.
Since I got the kids, guys, I don't want to crash the party, man. I just wanted to say this shit's so fucking cool, and I was just vibing out. I creeped in like the last 15 minutes. I gotta go cook dinner for the kids, but I just wanted to say, enjoying it. So,
Dude, thank you.
Thanks
Means a
for
lot.
hanging out, Nick.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Go-
so-
What are you cooking?
It was
What are you
super
cooking? for the
exciting
kids?
until it got killed. We started
good.
talking about our 25-hour planning. It was super fun in the beginning.
No, I'm just gonna throw a couple frozen pizzas in the oven. I'm just gonna take it easy, man. It's been a long day, long week.
I feel you. Well, thanks for coming in, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Take
Yeah.
care, brother. Awesome. This has been brilliant to see. Yeah, anybody that is in the community, the recurring faces, the fresh faces. We love you all. It's been growing and growing each week. I don't know how or why people stick around for the shenanigans, but I love it.
We don't ask
so
questions.
so much. So yeah, as always, thank you, Luke. Thank you, John, and thank you to our spotlight story today, Mr. Ryan McMullan. Appreciate you hopping in, bringing some people over. Yeah, we'll continue this week after week, you guys.
Oh, and thank you to Jill too.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jill.
So our Enneagram personality adventure was entirely set up. Jill suggested this and was a brilliant addition to be able to hop in here and give us perspective from.
I tested it as a jump off of last week because it was too generic. It's not just sensitivity versus, and you never even got to that, but
the balance. Trust me, there's always a finish line in my head for one of these shows, and it typically goes like way far left from what I assume the finish line is gonna be. So no worries. We somehow were gonna nerd out on personality tests and ended up talking about Disney princesses and farts. So welcome to the experience.
Well, there's the secret. If you were wondering, Travis, why people stick around, it's because
you never know. It's the
surprise.
It's the surprise factor. I think it's why people watch all those freaking stupid unboxing videos on YouTube. You're just like, you never know. You never know what these guys are gonna say.
Or it's just total clickbait. We advertise something and deliver something else. All right, guys. Till next time.
This was so brilliant. Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much for joining and creating another LukedJon Experience. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, brother.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for joining. That's the end of the line. We accomplished another episode of Feel Good Friday. Congratulations on making it through another week. Thank you for all your support. It's noticed. It's appreciated. Connect with all these brilliant, beautiful people, and make sure you're supporting each of these channels. We'll want to keep you in the loop for future events. So we'll be trying to do more streams. If we can get enough support in all of these streams, we'll be able to do them more frequently, more often, more games, more activities, better guests. That's the game plan, is to keep leveling up week after week. So thank you guys so much for joining and supporting. I'm going to go ahead and end this with a little bit of an outro screen. Thank y'all for hanging. I'll see you next Friday.